that continues to set records, the most visited place in America, continues to set records year after year. I'm sure George will give you an update, but when you go to Orlando, it's hard to believe we've been in Orlando 7 times for IPW, 7 times, and we're going to be back IPW in Orlando in 2022, so it's just around the corner. So I know you're getting ready for us. I hope George, the whole team, they do such a great job. My team loves working with the Orlando group because they've got it down. They said it's easy. They just don't know what they're doing, and they make it all happen. But I think the thing about Orlando, I've watched over my 40, 50 years in this business, it seems it's always different. Every time you go back there, it's new restaurants, it's a new attraction, it's a new theme park, it's a whole new experience, the airport's getting bigger and bigger, so it's just fabulous. So to tell you more about what's going on in Orlando, a friend of mine for decades, one of the great leaders in our industry, is George Agell, President and CEO of Orlando. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. I appreciate it very much. And we do love the fact that we have IPW in Orlando more than any other destination. We like those sort of things. And it's going to be exciting in 2022. As you'll hear from some of the things I'm about to share with you, there's so much going on now. Over the next couple of years, you can imagine what it'll be like in 2022. So it's been a great event so far, and I want to say thank you, as always, to Roger and his team for the fantastic job they do putting on IPW. I think you'd all agree it's just been a great, great experience. So thanks this morning for being here. I appreciate it very much, and let's go ahead and let's get started so I can tell you a little bit more about what's going on here in our fair destination. Well, first of all, I know this is early, but we wanted to start you off with a number we really love. This is 75 million people that came in 2018 to Orlando. Stop and think about that for a minute. That's a little over half a million people visit Orlando on an average basis every day. Over 500,000 on a daily basis. That's extraordinary that we can absorb this so well. But we have a tourism infrastructure that's like no other place in the country that knows how to manage large volumes of people successfully. So, we don't present at IPW often. It was 2015 when you were in Orlando last time that we did, but we felt now it was worth, and we hope you agree, worth your time. We're here to share what's new in the theme park capital of the world. That's a registered trademark, by the way, because we know there's somebody in Dubai that thinks they are, but they're not. We are the theme park capital of the world. And we're also going to do something different. We're going to share with you the unexpected side of Orlando, which hopefully in some cases may surprise you, but if not, great, but we think there's a lot to tell there. So let me first begin with our biggest and most recent news, which I just talked about. And sometimes we also get asked, of course, where do our visitors come from? Well, I'm thrilled to share with you that in this record we saw numbers of visitors coming from both within the United States and internationally, of course. From the U.S., which is our largest country for visitation, we experienced a pretty healthy increase of just over 4%. But from a global perspective, overall international visitation was up even higher, 5.4% increase from the previous year. And that's good news, particularly in 2018, with so many thoughts that maybe it might not have been that strong. We saw gains from all of our core countries, such as the UK, Canada, and interestingly and particularly strong increases from Latin America, including Brazil and Mexico. So that was very cool. And we continue to see that what helps us, we believe, always doing as well as we've done, is that we're still the place where visitors really have that emotional connection with Orlando, and we think nowhere else makes that emotional connection. Something about those lifetime memories that you make when you come on a trip to Orlando that's special. So the question would be, what do we have as our plans to stay number one? So those of you who know Orlando know we're never comfortable taking this success for granted. So there'll never be, as Roger mentioned, there will never be a shortage of new attractions and experiences. If you're in the theme park industry, you must continue to develop over and over and over again new experiences, as we experience here at Disneyland, and that you will experience, as you'll see later, at Walt Disney World as well. We're always, as well as the other theme parks, are doing the same thing. So collectively, we have an incredible menu of things that are going to happen in the future. And we're always building these to ensure that the visitors enjoy coming back as often as they like. We don't want them to come in for just one time and not come back for a long time. So these new experiences continue to remind them, and we're there reminding them, you got to come back. There's always going to be something new. Here's an important example. For most of our international visitors, their experience begins at our Orlando International Airport, or what we simply say, OIA. OIA is actually the busiest airport in Florida and the 10th busiest in the country. 2018 was also a record year for OIA with nearly a 7% increase in passengers, and international arrivals were even stronger with an increase of 11.7%, almost a 12% increase in international passengers. And it's not just the volume of passengers that we think makes our airport successful and stand out, it's also the way we treat our guests that come through there. For 2 years in a row, our airport received the highest customer satisfaction recognition that J.D. Power can bestow on an organization. They are, J.D. Power, by the way, is really considered the foremost authority on consumer reviews. And we're preparing to welcome even more guests. OIA is in the middle of an expansion project with a brand new terminal that's opening in 2021. Now, currently we offer 150 nonstop flights from around the world. But this new South Terminal will add 19 more gates, and it'll give us the flexibility and ability to add even more international flights. Now, one of the reasons this new terminal is important is that the airlift that we've had so far has been increasing very strongly, especially over the last 2 years. Direct seats from Orlando for both our airports from international countries actually grew by 15% in 2017, and then another 8.9% on top of that last year. And the new terminal will, and this is really big numbers to look at, the new terminal is going to allow us to welcome an additional 12 million passengers and 70,000 more flights per year. That's huge for just one more addition to our airport. And these flights, as you all know, means more accessibility, more markets, and most importantly, more convenience for our traveling public to come to Orlando. But expansions aren't just taking place at our airport. We're also building entire new lands that will transport guests into what we know are iconic worlds in our theme park. So many of you just took a look at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I think you all thought it was great. I know I saw it for the first time. As a Star Wars fan, thought it was terrific. We're thrilled that it will also be in Orlando, opening at Disney's Hollywood Studios on August 29th of this year. This will be coming to Walt Disney World very soon, and it's not the only thing they're adding, as you'll hear, because there's other things coming over the years to come. So let's take a closer look as we hear from the president of Walt Disney World Resort, my old friend George Calagridis.
Opening of Galaxy's Edge, our guests will live their own Star Wars story like never before. I'm absolutely confident that our guests will love it just as much as you have already. I also know that the First Order will be there to keep an eye on members of the resistance, members like you and me. Make that you, me, and a few other allies who are not from around here. They, of course, will get to encounter the legendary Millennium Falcon, the ship that made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. I know many of you are counting down the days until we open Galaxy's Edge here at Walt Disney World to experience the Millennium Falcon for themselves. This new land is just one more reason to visit Walt Disney World. For nearly half a century, our resort has been, hands down, the world's premier family vacation destination. As Walt Disney World approaches its 50th anniversary in 2021, we are hard at work in the midst of the largest period of growth in the last 2 decades. This is a process that began nearly 10 years ago with the planning, creation, and opening of New Fantasyland in Magic Kingdom and the reimagination of Disney Springs. It continued through the opening of Pandora, the world of Avatar in Disney's Animal Kingdom, and Toy Story Land in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Today, we continue to grow and transform our resort. From new hotels and the amazing new Disney Skyliner, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios, to Tron in Magic Kingdom, and attractions based on Ratatouille and Guardians of the Galaxy in Epcot. We are pulling out all the stops to continue to make Walt Disney World the location that every family in the world wants to visit again and again. Speaking of Epcot, we've begun an exciting period of transformation of this park. With the addition of new attractions, entertainment, dining, and shopping, the park has started its largest transformation since it opened in 1982. As part of this, we will debut an all-new limited nighttime spectacular called Epcot Forever. It will feature the timeless music of Epcot, set to fireworks and special effect kites. Epcot Forever will continue into 2020 when the next epic nighttime extravaganza makes its debut. This, of course, is in addition to the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, which will last 87 days this year. This makes it the longest food and wine festival in this park's history. Meanwhile, Disney Springs continues to add, expand, and amaze. This ranges from the recently opened new restaurant, Jaleo, by chef Jose Andres, to the NBA Experience, which opens this August. We're building in our resorts as well. Next month, we will open the new Grand Destino Tower as part of the reimagining of Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. Later this year, we'll open Disney's Riviera Resort, our 15th Disney Vacation Club property, which is inspired by the grandeur of Europe, but reimagined a la Disney magic. So, there's a lot happening at Walt Disney World, with much more coming, but that's what's on the horizon. And speaking of what's on the horizon, we appear to have visitors.
You look familiar. Let's take a walk.
Looks like it's time to go. We look forward to seeing you at Walt Disney World.
Move out.
Orlando has actually become quite a hotspot for some of the most famous names in the culinary world, and happy to share that we now have 12 celebrity chef restaurants, including Chef Morimoto, Art Smith, Todd English, Rick Bayless, and others, as you see there. In addition to these names that are so well known, our own local food scene is also getting some incredible reviews. And for those of you who might know what the James Beard Awards are, they are the culinary world's equivalent to the Academy Awards. And I'm proud to share that Orlando is now home to 17 James Beard nominated or winning chefs. So all these incredibly talented chefs are making their mark throughout Orlando. They see the opportunity with restaurants in the tourism district, as well as a lot of little trendy local neighborhoods like in downtown Orlando and Winter Park, which I'm going to tell you a little more about later. Now, many of you know that we're a destination that's famous for fantasy worlds, right? But you might be surprised that visitors also are exploring and they're really loving the Orlando scene. You're wondering, the Orlando scene, let me tell you more.
We have absolutely everything our guests need for an amazing vacation. 3 incredible theme parks: Universal Studios Florida, Universal's Islands of Adventure, and our new water theme park, Universal's Volcano Bay. Our dining and entertainment district, Universal City Walk, soon to be 8 hotels, and even more on the way. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter continues to raise the bar for the entire theme park industry, and in less than 2 weeks, an all-new adventure will come to life. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure will become the epic new addition to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter here at Universal Orlando Resort. It will be the most highly themed immersive coaster experience yet, becoming the world's first story coaster. It will feature thrills never felt on a coaster before. It's going to be epic, and it opens on June 13th. On June 27th, Universal's Endless Summer Resort, Surfside Inn and Suites, our first value category hotel, will welcome its first guests. Both Surfside and Dockside Inn and Suites, which opens next year, will offer rates starting at less than $100 per night and will feature standard rooms and 2-bedroom suites. All of our hotels offer guests exclusive theme park benefits like early park admission and complimentary transportation across the entire resort. Guests also have incredible options to cap off their day at the parks. The nighttime lights at Hogwarts Castle is a must-see experience that completely turns the iconic Hogwarts Castle into a stunning spectacle. And later this year, the dark arts at Hogwarts Castle will unleash the darkest creatures and villains within the Wizarding World. At Universal Orlando, our guests are not just entertained, they get to become part of the most exhilarating entertainment ever created. And as you can see, there's no slowing down in sight. Our destination continues to transform.
It is I, Optimus Prime. It is an honor to meet you, Earthling.
Hello, Optimus. It's great to see you. You must have heard me say transform.
Hello, humans.
I was just sharing with these folks how incredible our destination is and getting ready to wrap this up. Want to help send us off?
Until we meet again. Roll out.
You heard him, folks. Roll out.
So think of that, it's not a video that was intended just to run. You felt a little choppy, but it wasn't. Those arrows, that would be, you can literally go in and just pick your spot. It'll take you there. Unlike when you might have seen virtual reality with the little circles and it kind of takes you through this path. This is brand new technology that we're very happy that we're the first to put it into our business. So it's pretty cool. This will show up on our website in July, and I think for your clients, for our clients, our travel advisor, or consumer, what a fantastic tool if they're just at home thinking, let me see exactly what this feeling might look like. It's never going to be the same as being there, but it's enough to give them a very strong idea. So I encourage everyone to try to use this tool and get that realistic feeling for our destination. Okay, so with that,